Thank you so much for coming. My name is Joanne Custer. I am the Work-Based Learning Coordinator, fondly known to the students in the room as the Co-op Coordinator. I'd like to welcome all of the industry partners to our appreciation banquet. This is an evening where the DC Tech community is able to extend an abundant thank you to all of our partners. We'd like to thank all the Occupational Advisory Committee members who volunteer their time and provide insights and expertise for 25 programs of study, many of whom are present in our programs, assisting us and bringing the outside world into DC Tech. Also, thank you to this year's co-op partners. We have provided the opportunity for 46 students to continue acquiring skills and experience under the mentorship of experts. On March 13th, 2020, when our co-op program was basically shut down due to the pandemic, we only spent a few weeks wondering if our program would continue to run. In one day, I had a call that 38 different students had lost their jobs. After I contacted Mr. Liddick and learning that Jordan and Max were hired by Radel as juniors, I went to Dr. Fluke, our director, who shared her support and said, "Get those kids to work, Joanne." With 90% of CTCs and high schools across the state of Pennsylvania canceling their programs, many not reinstituting them this year, we were able to not only run our program, but be completely back in action and exceed last year's numbers. We continue to grow, adding 6 new companies this year, and share our thanks to all of you for your recommendations to other companies and the community. Our service learning partners, thank you so much. You have provided an extended work-based learning for 52 juniors and seniors this year in the areas of dental assistant, medical assisting, veterinary assistant, culinary arts, and collision and refinishing technology. We look forward to higher numbers next year when we're able to return our medical students to facilities to provide experience for all of our healthcare students. Your willingness to welcome these young adults assists us in broadening their view of industry. We'd also like to thank our school superintendents who work closely with our director to share information regarding career and technical education with their districts and for their continued support. We need to thank the Joint Operating Committee, which is the Dauphin County Technical Schools School Board. Nick Smullen and Ethan Webb had the honor of speaking to them this year at the beginning of the year, as did Christopher Scott and Samaj Doolin-Carr, which was a wonderful experience for them. They provide our professional needs to our staff and our building, make sure we have the funding, and help us make the best decisions for our students. We also like to thank you for welcoming the presentations for our co-op students in those board meetings. And lastly, to the families who were live streaming in tonight. All of your students here could not do this without your continued support. You have instilled solid work ethic and a high level of responsibility in your children. That enables them to have a drive and determination at a young age to meet with success in business and industry. Rest assured, their resumes are looking quite fine. We are saddened that we could not include you in the evening due to restrictions. It's been an incredible year for DC Tech where we have witnessed tremendous growth of our students, sometimes frustrating, sometimes rewarding, especially those students who qualified for the cooperative education and service learning programs. As we all know, the demand for skilled and certified workers is finally on the front line of the media. And because we have had the support of such a tremendous team over the last few years, we are able to impact the workforce in a positive way and are not focused on playing catch-up like so many educational institutions across this country are presently addressing. Together, we continue to do what is needed to meet the needs of business and industry with the rapidly retiring baby boomer generation and filling the skills gap. By promoting our programs and your involvement in them, we are able to educate our surrounding community and continue to address the workforce needs of the 21st century. On behalf of our administration and my fellow and career technical educators, without whom I could never do what I do, I welcome all of you. At this time, I turn the microphone over to our director, Dr. Karen Fluke.
Good evening, everyone. Well, I'll be brief because I was going to say a bunch of thank yous, but Joanne said them all already, so I'm just going to go through mine very quickly. And I wanted to also thank our industry partners for being here tonight and for giving our students the experience that they need as they get ready to face the real world of work. The experiences that they gained while you allowed them to continue working for you this year, especially through this pandemic, are just invaluable. But I'd also like to take a moment to thank their teachers as they prepared them before they went out on the co-op work environment, as you coach them the rest of the way through before they graduate. So thank you, teachers that are here tonight as well, for everything you've done as you prepare our students. Gosh, we're going to be gone. They're going to be gone in just a few more days, so it's getting close. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Ms. Custer. I don't know how often she gets thanked. I know she's up here thanking everybody tonight. So thank you, Ms. Custer, for all you do for pushing our kids to get outside those classroom walls. Because that experience that they get, you can't get a better education than co-op before you graduate high school. And so thank you for everything you do in building that program and running around like a crazy person to make sure all your little chickens are following along and doing what they're supposed to do. So I know you don't get thanked very often. So I'm going to cut this short because now I know it's between me and the food line. And so, again, thank you all for coming. And students, parents, thank you for all you do. You kids are the brave ones by taking that step outside the door this year, especially during this really terrible pandemic year. And parents, thank you for allowing your students to do that.
Well, as with everything else this year, you never quite know when someone's going to be in your presence because you can be quarantined, you can be something else. We had two wonderful Eagle Scouts lined up to do our pledge tonight, Nick Smullen and Mark Lindsay. They are both not here, most likely in live stream land. So what I'd like to do is take their role on and ask you to please rise and join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag. And at this time, I'd like to introduce co-op student Brayden Benedict to lead us in the invocation.
At this time, I ask that you bow your heads as we give thanks this evening. Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless the food before us, the people among us, and the students present as they begin their next step in their life's journey. We ask this in God's name, amen.
Okay, Mrs. Green told me that we're starting at two ends. We have two lines. She's going to dismiss tables here, and I will dismiss back here. So enjoy your dinner, and then we have lots of goodies later. Okay, while some of you are still enjoying your desserts, I'm going to move on here in our program. It's time now for my pleasure of introducing our students. So when I say your name, I ask that you please stand. Maybe like Jordan Braun did this morning on signing day, raise the hat. It's very, I hear you're a hit on the news, those of you that were in the act this morning. It's all over the news tonight, so. We had a career signing day this morning, for those of you who don't know. So students who are committed to serving their country or they are moving into their career field directly from high school. We have something similar to an NCAA college signing day. We do a career commitment signing day. So that took place this morning. Okay, I'm going to go through our program here with our students. So as I had said earlier, our first student on here works for Accelerated Machines. His supervisor, Pat Malatesnik, is back there, also a DC Tech grad, so thank you. Hi, Nick, on live stream. We're back. Nick's plans after graduation, he's remaining working with Pat, and he's attending Penn State, where he is going to major in aeronautical engineering. He will be finishing his degree, and then his plan is to join the U.S. Air Force. Our next student works for AP Williams, and I don't know, is Kayla Hoffman here? Nope, I'll tell you about Kayla. So Kayla is working at AP Williams along with under the architect there, and she is planning on pursuing her bachelor's degree to become a licensed architect. We have Nathaniel Cooper. Nathaniel Cooper, wave, there you go. Nathaniel worked for Bittner Brothers Construction for several months this year, and then he decided to do his own business on the side, which of course I can't run through co-op, but we got to hear all about it, which was nice. And his plans are to attend the Work-Life Bible Institute in Florida. So good luck to you, Nathaniel. Next, we have Zach Shaver. Hello, Zach. Zach had worked at Heritage at the beginning of the year, and now he just started a new position where he's going to continue post-graduation at C&R Mechanics, which takes care of the fleet vehicles for Youngst Homes. Our next student is Nathan Evans. Nathan works at the Capital Area Intermediate Unit, where he works with the IT team there. He will be enlisting in the U.S. Navy. Our next student is Colton Dreyer. Colton has spent all year working over at Seoka Honda. My apologies to Bob Baker, his supervisor, whose name is not in the program. My fault. Colton shares that he's going to continue on with Seoka, which is good news for you, Bob, since you came to the signing this morning. He wants to continue to earn and learn, and he wants to get his certifications, his Honda certifications. Sounds good. Country Meadows of Hershey has Tessa Richardson. Tessa started working last year in the dietary side at Country Meadows so she could gain experience. She's a nursing foundation student, and she is going to be moving into PCA and possibly in a position after this because now she's getting her certifications and birthdays and all that stuff. And 18 is the magic number in career and tech ed, and then she's going to pursue her nursing degree at HAC. Dauphin County Technical School had 2 co-op students this year. Thank you, Dr. Fluke, for making that happen. They worked under the supervisory of Adam Dawson, our technology director and technology extraordinaire. Samaj Doolan-Carr and Christopher Scott. Samaj has a love of music. She is hoping to gain employment at the Rock Lidditz area. She is also planning to attend the Sheffield Institute to become an audio engineer. And Christopher will be moving on. He's actually signed on to continue his career with Mindburn Solutions, who was here this morning, and he will be working for his degree through Harrisburg University. So thank you, and congratulations to you guys. Next, Faulkner Subaru. Supervisor is Joey Bowman, who was here this morning as well. We have 2 students. One is out in a modular taking his inspection and emissions class. Oh, there, Mitch is here. Mitch, stand up and say hello. As well as Christian Rivera-Ramos back there. Did you wave? And the students filled out their sheet, and both those gentlemen said that they're staying with you, Joey, so they're going to get all their certifications and move on up in the Faulkner family. Thank you. Our next student has been doing an internship at Feezer Foods Distributor. Her name is Riley Honey. Our students turn in work reports every week, and Mrs. Lenker and I are, every time Riley's come in, we're like, get out of town. She's doing what? Yeah, she came, it was like she's on the job like a month, and she said, oh, I had a meeting this morning with PepsiCo. I'm like, what? So, great experience, Riley. You know that. I'm just tooting your horn here a little bit. Riley's going to continue with her internship, and then she's going to take some classes over at HAC and see where her path takes her. So, excellent. Our next student is Braden Benedict. Braden has been working with the team over at Fox-Built, and he is going to continue with Fox-Built, which I did enjoy going on a site visits. Lots of nice things to see. And he is also going to continue to run as a firefighter for the West Hanover Fire Company. Our next students are juniors. So Dr. Fluke came on board last year, and she said, hey, let's get some juniors out. And Mr. Lidditz and I are like, yes. So that has been growing and growing and growing, and we have 4 juniors who are working at Hershey Entertainment and Resorts in a developed apprenticeship program by Chef Ben Berdard, who is here with us tonight. Our students are Alasia Alanis Galarza, Alanis Rodriguez Ortiz, Amaya Smith, and Grace Suderman. Can you please stand up? These students come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they go for their internship over there, and they are staying through the summer. I hear they all just filled out new applications for cook positions. It's awesome, awesome. And thank you, Hershey Entertainment Resort, for this partnership. It's just wonderful. Another student just signed on as a cook in the new chocolatier who's graduating. So good stuff. Next, we have Cole Jameson. Cole's supervisor, Dustin, could not be with us this evening. He is working at Hoffman Ford Collision Center, where he plans to stay. He's also interested in learning the mechanical side of things, too, which will make him a better technician for sure. Okay, our next student is Terry Messick. Some of you may have seen Terry's sign over at Hoffman Ford up here on our pictures. His supervisor is Brad Dunkel, and Terry plans to stay on with Hoffman, earning more certifications and growing as a mechanic. Our next student is Tiana Jennings. She's been working for a long time at Homeland Center, and then we talked her into going into co-op. It was a mom and I tag team. She was very happy just doing what she was doing. She has been there for a long time, and her reports are heartwarming to read. And as all of the medical, in this time, it's just very challenging. But what these young people bring and what you share with us is tremendous. Her goal is she's going to be going on to HAC for the nursing program. A student that cannot be here tonight with us is Nathan Liebig. Nathan has worked for Home Time Renovations, and he is going to be attending HAC for radiation therapy. Next student, Sammy Pugh. Sammy's been working for the Housing Authority of Dauphin County, and Sammy plans on staying there after graduation, working and moving eventually to full-time employment. And he also said in his survey that he plans on playing a lot of golf. So keep making money because those fees aren't cheap. Next student, Damian Weigel. Damian is working for Ian's Electrical Contracting. Ian is also a graduate of Dauphin County Technical School, and Damian plans on staying in his employment there full-time after graduation. Our next student is Adam Thurett. Adam introduced us to a new partner. Ty Irvin is here from Irvin Services down in Palmyra. Adam is searching. He's doing an internship. He's deciding whether he wants to do business or architecture. His plan is to take 1 year off after graduation and then either pursue one of those degrees at Penn State University or Thaddeus Stevens. Next student is Tyler Mixon. Tyler's been working all year at J.S. Mixon Electric, where he plans to stay and work and make money and consider what he wants to do if he wants to go to college. He's talked about electrical engineering, and he's doing a lot of research. So good luck to you, Tyler, in your decisions. Next student, Andy Anderson. Andy jumped on it as soon as school closed last year, too, and was hired by Johnny Fullerton Electric, where he's been. He plans to continue his IEC apprenticeship, and he is working toward his journeyman, and he's also going to see if perhaps he wants to someday go to line school. Next student, Daisy Money. Mr. Edwards was thrilled this year because he hasn't had us do it in co-op forever, and Daisy got an opportunity, and boy, did she go after it. She's working at Keystone Print and Stitch, where she plans on staying after she graduates, and she's also going to be studying at HAC. Next student is Eli Shea. Quite possibly the most entertaining student I've ever had. And I've been teaching for 24 years, Eli. That's saying something. Eli is working at L.B. Smith Ford, where he's been for quite a while, and he plans on staying there and learning as much as he can, working under Gary Kaiser and Jared Cook. So thank you and good luck to you, Eli. Next, Siksha. Siksha's been working at Mid-State Dental, which is right down the street, under working under many people, but Dr. Grader, who's here this evening, and her plans after graduation are to continue working and to pursue her dental hygiene degree through HAC. We have David Revere and Haley Young. I can't see you. Thank you. So Haley and David have worked at Newfangled Brew Works through the co-op program. It's a quick just right through the field. It's very convenient. Haley is planning on possibly going to college and studying psychology, and she's going to continue to work at New Fangle while she's doing that and continue to pursue her culinary career. And David just was hired last week. He's going to be working at the Millworks in downtown Harrisburg. So congratulations to both of you. Next student, I'm going to do 3 in a row here. Max Nunez, Deja Vega, and Jordan Braun. Please stand. This is our Radel Electric team and IEC apprentices. These students are all planning on staying with Radel and all planning on moving into their second year as apprentices next year. And I did say something about Eli, and I also have to say Jordan Braun, he wanted to play baseball this spring, and he left his job. They're going to hire him back. But Jordan also entertained Mrs. Lenker and I, and he's always got a smile for all of us, so we thank you for that during a rough year. Next student, Bradley Field and Dauphin County Technical School's valedictorian. I know you love the attention, Bradley. Bradley works at River Drive Service Center. His supervisor there is Shane Saley. He is planning on staying with River Drive, and he wants to learn more about the diesel side and the auto side. He was planning on getting his CDL, also his truck inspection license, ASE Master Mechanic, and it goes on, and we know you will do all of that, Bradley. Next student is Jiren Reynolds. So Jiren spent the most part of his year working at the Housing Authority of Dauphin County under Patrick Bosworth. And recently, he accepted an offer with S&G Homes, so he transferred his co-op over to them. And Jiren's plans to continue working and continue building muscles, right? You wrote it. I'm just reading it. Ben Zart. Where's Ben Zart? I also have to back up. Tyler Mixon's number 4 in the senior class, and Ben Zart's number 3 in the senior class. Co-op is ruling, I'll tell you. So Ben works for Seco Electric, and he's planning on staying there. He's also an IEC apprentice, and he will be starting his second year of that apprenticeship in the fall. Next, we have Rachel Buse. Rachel's been really busy. So Rachel came to me in September and said, Mrs. Custer, I'm working as a lifeguard for Hershey Entertainment Resort. Can I do it for co-op? I said, I don't know. Let me do a little research. She says, I'm saving lives. It's like, okay. So we get her started, and then a couple of weeks later, she says, I got a job at Homeland. I really want to go work at Homeland. I can do my temporary, and there she went. I was like, there she goes. All right, here we go. And she comes to me a couple weeks ago. She's not going to believe it. I got a job at Select Medical. I was like, she's working at the Penn State Rehab. I just can't keep up with her. And then she scores herself a $21,000 scholarship from the Rotary Club. I can't keep up. Rachel's working with Select Medical at the Penn State Rehab. She is working under Ali Silfies, and she is planning on pursuing her 4-year RN BSN degree, and that money's going to come in handy. So good luck to you. Next student is Bryce Bortz. We do believe that Bryce is the co-op mayor, the school mayor. You should have you may run for office someday, I would imagine. You have your campaign strategies down. He has been a dental assistant at Silver's Family Dental Care. He is going to be relocating after graduation, and he just called this morning, and in his new town, he has been hired as a dental assistant at a different practice, which is wonderful, and he also is going to pursue his volunteer work, which is very important to him. Next student is Tyler Blazina. Tyler did a paid internship at Susquehanna Valley Harley-Davidson this year. He's planning to go to UTI to major in diesel. And I'm standing here watching these students come up, and how many people can remember me standing in your driveways this summer or last spring signing paperwork? Tyler, yeah, I'm looking around. I was in living rooms, on car hoods. I wasn't on the hood, I was just writing. Oh my goodness. Ethan Webb. Ethan has been working through our partnership with TE Connectivity. His supervisor there is Tim Dar. He has been working CNA, machining, milling. He's looking for a new position right now because the internship is done. And once he gets done working over the summer, his plan is to enlist in the U.S. Air Force. Next, we have Brant Forster. Brant worked in the co-op program for Tradesman Building Group, and Brant's signed a career signing day this morning, and he's working with Benchmark Construction. He just signed on. He starts full-time, I believe, June 9th, right around the corner. I told him to get his sleep. He's also planning on pursuing a degree in architecture. He's going to work over the summer and then step into that position. Our next student is Savannah Furlong. Savannah dove right in and got a job last summer, early last summer, at dental at Fox, which is part of Verber Dental Group. She is a dental assistant there. Her plans are to attend Westminster College. She's going to major in neuroscience and then go on to dental school. She aspires to be a pediatric dentist. Next, we have Mark Lindsay. He's not present tonight. Mark is working with the Whitmer Group. He's been there all year. He's planning to stay there. Mr. Civitello and I are still trying to recover because Mark started working, and the third day he was on a prevailing rate job, and we're thinking, what? Those of you know what prevailing rate means. I said, I think he can pay for that car. So it was amazing, just amazing what he's doing. That's the first time that happened in our career, and he's going to be signing on with Whitmer and joining some of the graduates from the Masonry program that are already there. And our last student is very special. Our last student is a 10th grader on co-op. His name is Tristan Haight. The reason we can have a 10th grader on co-op is because of our schedule this year. He is here for his program. He is here for his academics. He's a stellar student, and Yingst Homes wanted him. So he's been driving all over. He's learned all the roads everywhere in a matter of 3 weeks, and he's going to be working there all summer, and we're going to see what happens next year. But Tristan, thank you for taking the risk as a 10th grader and going out there. We appreciate that. All right. Okay. At this time, we're going to move on in the program. At this time, we'd like to show our appreciation for the fabulous kitchen team for preparing and serving the wonderful meal. I know they're around. I'd also like to take a moment to, I'm going to get emotional. I want to thank Barb Lanker. I did this job for 4 years by myself, and I almost killed myself. And the administration went to bat, and they said, you have Barb, and I was so excited. And not only is she phenomenal, but the kids love her. Am I right? And to see Barb Lanker around students again is just such a blessing to witness every single day. And they now call her instead of me. They're not going to get away with anything more with her because she's tougher than me. But it's just a pleasure to see our work-based learning program growing and that we have an assistant and that she's just a dynamo. Thank you. Yes, you can. Okay, I'm talking enough. At this time, I am going to invite Savannah Furlong to the podium, and she is going to share her experiences with you.
I'm still too short even with high heels, so all right. So good evening, employers and co-op students. I'm Savannah Furlong, and I'm in the dental assisting program here at Dauphin County Technical School. In June, I began working with Fox Dental, which is a sister office of Verber Dental Group, as a sterile technician. In August, I transferred to Verber Family Dentistry, located in Camp Hill, and began my co-op experience. This year, I had a unique opportunity, and it was a great way to transition as high school student to occupational dental healthcare provider. At the beginning, I knew this was the perfect opportunity for me to get ahead of others my age and my classmates. Once I moved locations to work at Camp Hill office, I saw a way to improve my overall experience. I saw more of my classmates getting into co-op positions and being dental assistants while I was still a sterile technician. Seizing the opportunity, I spoke to HR, other assistants, and doctors, which offered me more time to assist chairside. Typically, I'm not one to work alongside teenagers. I'm more comfortable working with adults. So being able to have the full co-op experience this year and work at Verber Family Dentistry, I was in my comfort zone. I've been with this group and enjoyed my co-op experience for a year, and I chuckle to myself when people are still surprised when they find out I'm only 17 and a senior in high school. While studying at DCTS, I experienced many challenges. I transferred to the school as a sophomore, and I realized I would have to put more effort into my studies to catch up to other students. I did a lot of additional independent learning my junior year, and now as a senior, I'm becoming a dental assistant while learning how to work through a pandemic. I learned discipline and how to seek opportunities on my own. While working at these facilities, I've met some very memorable patients. On one occasion, little Ethan came into our office proudly exclaiming that he had red paint inside his tooth. He was cute and a lot of fun, and he was cute and a lot of fun to see how little kids perceive dental issues. I was even more surprised how well he handled the situation after he learned that it wasn't paint inside of his tooth, but it was blood. On another occasion, a patient called into the office with a concern of how fast our drills went. Because of my extensive classroom experience at DCTS, I was able to provide the answer when everyone else in the office was not. By the way, it's 10,000 to 30,000 RPMs. During a classroom experience, we worked with a guest who had special needs. At the end of the activity, his mother mentioned that she was having a hard time finding a pediatric dentist. Working with Finn meant a lot to me, and his mother's comment helped direct me toward pediatric dentistry. Recently, Verber Dental Group opened up our new location, Cumberland Valley Pediatric Dentistry in Camp Hill. For the past 3 weeks, I've had the opportunity to work alongside Dr. Rob Colts and his assistant Megan. Unfortunately, they were both unable to be here tonight. The two of them asked if I would like to be their second assistant in the office, and this was a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to learning everything I can from these two talented individuals. Without the support of my teachers, the guidance of Ms. Custer, and the encouragement from all the professionals I've worked with, I would not be in the position of looking forward to a bright and prosperous future. So thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. At this time, I'd like to invite co-op student Ethan Webb to the podium to share his experience.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ethan Webb, and I would like to share my story about co-op that I had. I was a high schooler living in a pandemic. Going through a co-op program was definitely hard. I'm currently a senior here at Dauphin County Technical School and employed at TE Connectivity as a machinist. I came to DCTS to find my career path, and I knew that college wasn't my thing. I don't really want to work behind a desk. It's not something I'm interested in. So I originally came here to join the electronics shop, but once I went through rotations, kind of really wasn't my thing. And I found the precision machining shop, and I just definitely really liked it a lot more than what else was here, so I kind of went with that. I'll be honest, it was definitely a struggle to learn all the new theories and techniques in shop, but there was just something about it that kept me intrigued. My teacher, Mr. Bennett, always found the way to keep things interesting, sometimes by yelling loudly to get our attention or saying a joke that, wasn't always correct but still funny. At the end of our junior year, I was given an opportunity to go out on co-op with Mrs. Custer. It was definitely the best decision I had ever made. At first, when she pitched the idea to me, I was ready to go, ready to get the ball rolling with everything. After a while, for looking for a job, I finally found a job at TE Connectivity. But however, because of COVID, at the end of our junior year, we were unable to go in the shop, so I wasn't really quite ready to go in just yet. But luckily, when I went to work there, knowing very little about CNC machines or surface grinding and whatnot, I had a great group of people I was able to work with to help me get better at what I was doing and get better up in the company. Learning the new machining skills was not the problem that I had faced. My main struggle here was trying to balance my schoolwork, co-op, and my own personal life. As some of you may know, I've been racing motocross since I was 5 years old, and it's been a very big passion of mine. When I first started working in the summer, I found no problem, balancing school and going racing on the weekends. But once I started school again, I was struggling finding time to go ride and do my schoolwork and continue to go to work. After many long talks with Miss Custer and my parents, we finally found a set schedule to allow me to still go racing and still do work and still have free time. My third marking period, I had a bad case of what most of you guys call senioritis. I really didn't do too much work. I kind of just goofed off and kind of hung around. I kind of found myself digging myself out of a hole. I had probably 30 missing assignments at one point, but Miss Custer helped me throughout the whole entire way. My parents, friends. I remember looking at my grades one night. I was like, "What am I doing right now?" I was gonna lose my co-op job there for a minute, but Miss Custer kept me going. After finally, talking with Miss Custer, my parents, I finally dug myself out of the hole and got my grades back on track. In the fourth marking period of school, I finally found myself in a rhythm, getting up 5:30 a.m., going to work, and then coming home at 3:15 and doing homework for an hour or two, and then, getting to do what I like to do, go ride, hang out with family and friends. It was definitely hard at first to get used to the schedule and finally get my life back on track, not spend countless hours on homework every night. In closing, the experience I had will serve me as well as I move into a new chapter of my life post-high school. I would like to say thank you to my teachers, friends, and family for pushing me and sticking through the struggle of the senior year in this crazy high school year.
Thank you, Ethan. I think Ethan's story is very similar to a lot of juniors and seniors and sophomores in high school. Appreciate you both sharing, and Savannah, thank you. I'd now like to introduce Joey Bowman from Faulkner Subaru. Joey has been a member of the Auto Technology OAC for many years, an active supporter of our school. She's actively assisted in developing an apprenticeship for high school students through the Faulkner Group. She serves as a representative for the PA Auto Association and was a critical factor in DC Tech securing 2 brand new Subarus for their Auto Tech program last year. So at this time, I'd like to introduce you to Joey Bowman.
Well, sounds like you said everything. Well, I could pretty much say that this has been an amazing program. I can't even believe that the school year's come to an end, and now it's time for everybody to be adults and work full time. So, yay. I know we're all here not only for the need of new people in the trade fields, but because we want to make sure that the students get all of the skills and education needed to be successful and to create a better future for you, your families, and the communities. One of my missions has always been educating people on the trade programs. You'd be surprised by how many people who do not know the most of these programs are for careers that are in high demand, offering hands-on training, job experience, and financial security. I believe we can all agree it is not easy to find the right people to join your team, especially in these challenging times, but DCTS continues to do an amazing job getting the students prepared and making it possible for all of the employers to grow these apprentices into full-time employees. I can't thank you guys enough for the partnership we have and the experiences that we have gained along the way. Despite all of the crazy challenges we've had in the past year, I think we have all come out of this a lot stronger. The core skills that we need in life to succeed are the ability to problem solve, adaptability, initiative, and communication. This year, I have watched these students, especially the ones that I have, develop all of those skills. They show confidence, responsibility, and their motivation to learn. As an industry partner, we will continue supporting DCTS and our future young co-op students. So best of luck to everyone, and be proud of everything that you have achieved.
Thank you, Joey. At this time, I would like to call to the podium our electrical construction and maintenance instructor, Mr. Ryan Liddick. He will be presenting remarks from Seco Electric's Bruce Sealhammer. Bruce is unable to join us tonight. Tonight's actually the IEC Apprentice Banquet as well, so we had a little bit of a conflict. But Mr. Liddick has been kind enough to deliver that address. He does not like to walk.
How are you doing this evening? Good evening. My name is Ryan Liddick. I'm an electrical instructor of Dauphin County Technical School. I'm speaking on behalf of Bruce Sealhammer. He works at SECO. I was fortunate enough to actually work for Bruce before SECO years, which was a long time ago. He couldn't be here this evening. As she said, he was attending the IEC pre-apprenticeship program or graduation. And typically I would be there too as well, but Mrs. Custer and myself have to be here tonight, which is, I actually rather be here tonight. So this is his speech here. He wanted to thank the school for taking so much of initiative in caring for the upcoming youth. Over the past 4 years, we in the IEC have been able to offer the first year pre-apprenticeship program here at our school, which is the first of the 4 that they would have to complete in order to become a journeyman. This gives these folks the much so deserved opportunity to advance ahead of their peers and be in a great position at the time of their graduation. Not only did they complete their senior curriculum, they've also completed their classroom work for the first year apprenticeship program, along with working in the field and gaining the on-the-job training experience, which I can't really provide. Try to, but I can't. As an employer in the electrical contracting world, I can't begin to tell you how valuable this type of training is. They came out knowing the theory, the terminology, the tools, and what it's like to be on the job site doing the actual work. We get to see their timelessness, their dedication, their work ethic, while they get to see what the company is like to work for. It becomes very easy hiring decision for the company and hopefully easy decision for the student to begin their career. We're so excited this year to congratulate and welcome Ben Zart for going through this rigorous effort and joining our team here at SECO. Here in my place this evening is David Edmondson. He is also a graduate here of Dauphin County Technical School. He started his career at SECO 20 years ago. Prior to that, he attended here for 3 years at the electrical program. He was a co-op student in the apprenticeship program, progressed to become an estimator, licensed master electrician, and now he's a senior project manager at SECO running multi-million-dollar projects. More proof of endless possibilities you all help to provide here at DCTS. I'd like to thank Ryan Liddick for his relentless effort to begin the process of building successful electricians. Ryan cares about the industry, companies, and more than anything, the kids. It matters to him that they succeed. He would also like to thank Joanne Custer. We know she doesn't sit still much. Very true. Her energy and enthusiasm is contagious. There are very few that put forth the effort and the caring of the school and all of the programs. She cares enormously that the kids are engaged and successful. It takes all of us to make this program work. Always remember, none of us are as smart as all of us. DCTS can be very proud of the faculty and their students. I know we are. Thanks, Bruce Sealhammer. I do want to thank my senior class this year, so it's going to be sad to see them go.
So we've had a little bit of a competition going across the hallway this year because auto tech and electrical have so many students out. I can't even tell you. So there's a friendly competition going on, I think, between Mr. Wagner and Mr. Liddick. We have a little bit of unannounced surprises tonight. So Bruce Sealhammer had reached out several months ago to see what he could do to help us with our electricians and their tool needs. So he has a partner in the National IEC called Southwire, which is in the southwest part of the country, and they are presenting tools with our students who are here this evening. So Max, Jordan, Tyler, Deja, Damien, Andy, Ben, come on up. Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Liddick to stay. Yes, we'll get you in 1 second, Andy. You'll be happy. So Mr. Liddick's going to stay and help me here with our next announcement. The DCTS Education Foundation has initiated a yearly Tool Scholarship Initiative with the intention of providing DCTS seniors with some of the tools needed at their places of employment. This year, the funds for the tools have been donated by Mrs. Lori Ribbons, a member of our staff here at Dauphin County Tech School, in memory of her parents, Larry and Linda Gutshaw. The couple were great advocates of DCTS since the building doors opened. Above all, they encouraged young people with vocational and technical skills to be proud of their unique skills and the importance to American society. So at this time, I'd like to ask Auto Tech students Colton Dreyer, Bradley Field, Mitch Fulton, Terry Messick, Christian Rivera Ramos, and Elijah Shea to come forward. Mrs. Ribbons has asked that we give you these envelopes. Your tools are coming in. She's been watching the loading dock every day, and that will give you the information for what you will be receiving. Congratulations. He's outside. He's at the class. Okay, next I'd like to call Cole Jameson and Zach Shaver. This is Cole. And next we'd like to call to the podium Haley Young and David Rivera. So these two are being presented with knife sets. These are our culinary students. I have a very funny story, and I know we're getting late, but I have to tell it. So Chef Ben's here, and Grace is an intern at Hershey. And she came back the second day, and she says, we have to make sure we have our aprons. And Chef wanted to know if we have knife sets. And Grace said, I told him the school frowns upon those. They're weapons. So you have your knife sets because you're graduating. Our next students to come forward, please, Braden Benedict, Sammy Pugh, and Jiren Reynolds. Braden's in the blue. I carried it down here, Braden. You can carry it home. Yep, one for each. Excellent, thank you. Congratulations. Hey, and oh, that's for Sammy. Sorry, we forgot something. No, the clamp's probably for Jiren. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, and lastly, we'd like to have Andy Anderson, Jordan Braun, Tyler Mixon, Max Nunez, Deja Vega, and Ben Zart. On behalf of Mrs. Lori Ribbons and her family and her parents, Larry and Linda Gutshaw, congratulations to all of you. And I am going to, at this time, ask Mr. Jason Civitello, our former masonry instructor and newly named Assistant Director for Student and Facilities Management, for our closing remarks.
Good evening, everybody. I was excited to be here because Custer said I had 90 minutes to talk to you guys. Oh, 90 seconds? Oh, well, that changes my plan. So, no, all I wanted to do was congratulate all of the soon-to-be graduates. We are very proud of you guys. You have no idea how much it means to us. And I also want to thank all of the business and industry partners. Your support means the world to us as well. So I want to thank you guys and wish you well and have a good night.